Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today we're going to be going over the dragon grain practice hand that I got from Amazon.
I'm working on my music, but today I'm upset. Yeah, I really miss you, baby. I don't mind if you had enough for this lonely life.
So I made a list of different topics I wanted to grade this by, and let's see, so here's the list right here. I'll insert a picture of it so you guys can follow along with me. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was the packaging. It came in this plastic slip, and I think it would have came with a box, but I did select to choose to ship it in Amazon packaging, so it came in this. But aside from that, it came in this plastic slip. It's pretty tight fit, but that's what it came in. So the hand itself, it's a little small, but it's a little small. It's sort of pink too. It's more pink than like flesh toned, but that's not really that big of a deal. I wasn't looking for one that looked too realistic, just one that worked. It didn't, well, as far as I know, it doesn't have any instructions, but you wouldn't really need any, because it's a practice hand. And if you go on the Amazon page, they have instructions. Also, it did not come with any like tips that you can put in to the hand, but that's fine. You can just use normal tips. I found that normal tips work for me, but I think full cover tips would probably work better. I just don't have any of those, so I used half cover tips. Okay, so in regards to the actual hand, it's like I said earlier, it's not really that big, but the nail beds are a reasonable size. Here, let me try and get that. Nail beds are reasonably sized. They don't like normal, like adult size, but the hand is small. Like this is my hand and this is the practice hand. So I don't know if I just have big hands, but it's like a 7-year-old's hand. But the cuticle beds work. So let's see the weight. It's not really heavy or anything. It's like yeah, I think it's like hand sized. It's not heavy, and it has a base, but it's not weighted or anything, so you can just stand it up like this, but it's not weighted. It's like made out of like this silicone type material. It's like soft and like a little squishy, but like firm enough to like resemble an actual hand. And the joints, when I first got this, the joints were really stiff. I was like thinking about whether or not they sent me like the wrong product because it was really stiff, but as you bend it more and more, it gets less stiff and more flexible. Like, let's do a bending demo. Like, you just have to put a little pressure and then you can bend them forward and stuff like that. And it's a little creepy because it can go in like all different directions. It's a little weird. The thumb doesn't move as much as the other fingers, but it moves enough to get like the job done. So I bent it down all the way, and this is as much as I could get it bent, just like this. It also has little hand imprints. It doesn't really look that real, but they made an attempt to put like little, I can't tell if you can see them or not, but they're like the little lines and stuff in the fingers, and it has like the palm lines. But yeah, it does its job so far. So let's talk about application. So I've only done one finger on this so far. When I first got it, I did one finger, and it was like none of my tips could fit into it. So since I was using half cover tips, I had to like cut it into a circle at the end, so it was more of a full cover tip, and even then it wouldn't fit. So I ended up using nail glue to get it to stick to the plate, and I was a little like nervous about doing that because I didn't want it to mess it up, especially since I just bought it, but it worked okay. I'll show you guys a demo of that in a second. So to get it off, I just pulled the tip off, which probably isn't that good of an idea. You should probably soak it off, but I didn't really have the time for that, so I just ripped it off, and that worked fine. This is the one that I did it on. You can't really tell that I ripped it off because it's still smooth or whatever. There was a little glue left over on it, but I used a sanding band to smooth it out. Okay, so it fits in your hand like a normal hand would, aside from the fact that it's smaller. So the fingers also are small, but it, like, there are people with fingers this small, so it's not that far-fetched. Let's see. The last thing I want to talk about before I show you guys me doing a finger on this is the price and the shipping on all of those details. So I got this practice hand for $10.99 on Amazon. I'll leave a link to it in the description. It came, I ordered it on a Saturday and it came on a Monday, but that was with Amazon Prime, so it came really quickly. So if you're looking for something that'll get to you quick, this could do the job. Let's see. So far, I've only had this for 3 days now, but so far I would recommend this. It works pretty good. It gets the job done. It's easy for me to bend the fingers, like now at least, and they bend back easily too. I just have to fold it. I just have to fold it back and they bend back fine. I mean, they go back into their positions fine. And if I had to get a new one, it depends on the circumstances. I think I could probably get this one again, but there might be a circumstance where you want to invest in a better one, like maybe a red iguana one. But if you're looking for a cheaper alternative, this can work. So I'll be sure to leave the link to this down below in the description. Thing I forgot to mention is that I did some searching around before I bought this. So on Amazon there are a lot that look just like this, and this is the cheapest one I could find that would be here, that's like not in 3 months. So for the price, it's like good. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you end up buying this, or you just want to talk, ask questions about it, leave your questions below in the comments, and I'll be sure to answer them. Or if you end up buying it and you have anything you want to say, leave it in the comments. I want to know what you guys think about it. So thank you for watching. Bye. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the application to where I show you guys how it works when you're actually putting acrylic on it. So here I was just sizing tips to see which tip would fit the nail bed, and a size 3 ended up fitting aside from the back. So you'll see me using my tip cutter to cut it into a circular shape in the back, so then it's easier for me to fit it into the cuticle bed. Okay, so you can see how it's tipped up a little bit, and I couldn't get it to stay flat, so I decided I'd use a little bit of nail glue, but not a lot, just enough so it sticks. And it'll probably stick better if you rough up the surface first, but I didn't really want to do that because, as I said, it was new and I didn't want to risk messing it up. But I put that on there, I put nail glue on there, and it stuck on good. So I took a clear nail tip to glue onto there, and I found that, this is kind of obvious, but a size 3 fit best because it's the same size tip onto each other. So that worked fine. So at first it didn't really stick, so before I actually glued it on, I used my nail file to roughen up the surface, and that worked well. So that helps to make them stick to each other. So I took my 180 grit sanding band to blend the tips in as well as roughen up the surface, because you're always supposed to do that, but this was plastic, so I decided I roughen it up even more just to help the acrylic stick better, and it did so. Now you'll just see me taking my Mia Secret monomer and I'm pouring that into my little glass jar that I use as a dabbing dish, and I used the Mia Secret monomer with leftover Model 1's clear acrylic that I had to apply it onto there, and it worked fine. I took my Panna Carbide bit to see how the hand could hold up to filing, and this is the fine one, so of course it didn't do like much damage, but the sidewalls were able to be filed without any like silicone coming off, so that was good. Okay, so it starts to go downhill after this step. I decided I would take off the nail on camera so you guys could see how I take it off, and I normally pull it off like I described earlier, but I couldn't because there was acrylic stuck in the sidewalls. So as you can see here, I was really struggling to get it off. I stuck tools in there, like cuticle tools, and I just could not get it off. And it'd probably work if I soaked it off, but like I said, I don't have the patience for that. So I did my best to pull it off, and I did, but a chunk of silicone came with it, but I fixed it with nude acrylic, so it's not that big of a deal, but you should probably soak it off. So I also want to show you guys how it fits in my nail lamp, and it fits fine because like I said, it's not a big hand. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment if you get this hand so I can see how it worked for you. Bye!